Welcome, wrestling fans. I'm JaySin, back with the true horror king, Gary. He's got his own podcast that he's been lazy with, but it's linked here. We are Discuss Impact, now available most everywhere you listen to podcasts. It would be helpful if you liked, subscribed, followed, and all that. Quick shout out to our new producer, Madison. You've been doing an awesome job. Thank you. Gary, I like your, what do you call it, catchphrase?
Oh, yeah. We're the podcast that do things just a little bit different.
Yeah, it used to be more positive, but, things change in life, and we do things different. I mean, there are podcasts out there who, kind of have to suck up to Impact to get their guests and stuff like that, and we're just fans. There's a lot of podcasters who are legit, straight-up whores wanting fans money and or jobs with promotions, and we're not that. Really quick, I'm no longer with Twitter. I've moved on to the much cooler Facebook with a ridiculous amount of real fans. I have a group, quickly gotten to near 50 people, and there's a link in the details section. Okay, instead of the weekly shoot that we've been doing, I feel like I'm going to be shooting a lot during this episode, so we're going to try something new here. Before we get into the actual matches, I just want to talk about the booking. So I'm going to kind of run down each of the booking decisions I did not like, and Gary can respond. So let's get started with that, and then we'll do the whole give our grades and match thing after all. But I was just like looking at the show, and I was like, Jesus, there's not much I like about this booking. Like, I pretty much hated whatever. I'll get to it now. Let's go. First up, Motor City Machine Guns defeating the Bullet Club. I don't get it. I feel like they pop in whenever they want. Motor City Machine Guns, they're like ultimate legends. They didn't gain anything. They're still ultimate legends. The Bullet Club could have gained a lot. Gary?
Well, yeah, and my problem with this is I just noticed this. I didn't even notice this is because I was so tired from all the shoveling I did. And I noticed that this was on the pre-show. And I was like, how the hell does a match with the Motor City Machine Guns and the Bullet Club end up on the pre-show? And then you let a bout on the main card, you let Taya and Jessica face Tasha and Savannah. To me, that should have actually been on the pre-show, and we should have flipped those out.
Totally agree. Actually, forgot it was on the pre-show. Yeah, that makes me dislike it even more. Come on, man. Those are like two of the best tag teams. Those are two of the best tag teams in the world. I mean, 411 had an awesome. Hang on, let me find the thing. Let me pull it up here. Ace Austin and Chris Bay both have tons of potential, and if they want to be a tag team, they could be one of the top tag teams of the decade. You agree with that, Gary?
Yeah.
Yeah, but you got to push them. So, really quick, got to add, my boy Robles had a really cool idea about Impact slowly pushing Chris Bay all year and having him in position to face and possibly defeat Josh at Hard to Kill with maybe the help of the Bullet Club. And instead we got Bully, which we will get to soon. Now, Bully beat Moose. Okay, I understand the whole thing. They're pushing Bully and all that. But did it have to be Moose? You know what I mean? Like, I feel like Moose is like, there's not many like Impact guys that we can trust are going to be with Impact, but Moose is one of them.
Yeah, I mean, it's a tough call. I don't know outside of Moose who you'd go with because our roster is, like we've mentioned, is so thin.
Yeah.
I know you want to have Bully face somebody that's worthy, but where the hell was Macklin on this? Or, where was, like names like that on the card?
Yeah, and I was going to say this about the next match, but this is similar. I mean, he won clean, right? There was nothing.
Yeah, Bully.
Yeah.
Yeah, the winner was determined when you went through a table, and I felt like the match was really short too. I felt like they were told to end it sooner than like probably planned. I don't know if maybe there was an injury that we don't know about, or
maybe they, trying to keep Bully's stuff down to like 10 minutes, which I wouldn't mind that.
That could be. Yeah, that could be.
And again, it wasn't. Again, this wasn't a bad match. We'll get to the actual, matches after this and our grade of the whole thing. But kind of like this complaining about the booking thing, and I know it's weird. It's kind of like a one-time thing. I love all the shows. I just totally disagreed with almost all the booking. Here comes another. I bash AEW almost all the time for protecting wrestlers from clean losses very similar to like I don't know if I just said it or I was thinking it about Moose. Like you could have thrown Macklin. Was Macklin even on the show? I don't think he was. Well, unless he was in that one match. But I mean, like you said, throw Macklin in there, do some bullshit. You know what I mean? Protect Moose. Like I hate how AEW protects literally almost every goddamn wrestler from losses. Like it doesn't matter who it is, they'll protect the person. Like
Well,
people that don't need protection. But
well, I mean, it's hard to specify and make it quite clear that every week when we see Moose, he's Mr. Impact Wrestling. It's kind of hard to say that when you're jobbing him basically out to a 50-plus-year-old former ECW alumni.
Yeah, and the one that probably maybe the craziest was Masha. Like, first, I didn't like them adding this match late, and then you have Masha lose clean again. Like, what was the point of pushing her all that time?
And I honestly feel like the first time Masha faced her, she did a much better. Like, it was that much more closer. Like this time, it felt like Jordan controlled the majority of the encounter this time around. I didn't know if you felt that way.
No, I think they were both great matches. The first match was, I would say the first match was awesome, and this match was great. But the first match, yeah, totally agree, and I think it was for a reason. I think I don't know, maybe we won't see Masha anymore. Like I don't know what you would even do with her. I think she would have to be back at square one. But okay, next up, the Death Dolls. I don't know about everyone else. They're not doing it for me, and I love characters, but. This goes to the whole Knockouts tag division thing I complained about like years ago when everybody wanted it, and I felt like I was the lone person saying, please, no, we don't have enough people, and there's no reason to believe there's going to be enough people. And like now look at it makes the Knockout division smaller because they have to have some kind of tag teams in there, and now it's kind of like I don't want to call them a comedy tag team, but they're not like a regular tag team.
Well, I feel like it's a waste of Rosemary, because what is she becoming? A female version of James Mitchell, because she's not really doing nothing to where she's getting herself out there.
Sorry, I gotta add that Rosemary blasted me for saying she wasn't getting a strong enough push when she was a transitional tag champ for a week and is now a manager who at best is trying to be the next James Mitchell when I wanted her to be the Undertaker.
Well, I mean, she's too damn popular to be.
It's insane. Go. Sorry.
Just because a lot of people watch the Knockouts for characters such as Rosemary, and you're having her doing punchlines and giving advice, and it's like, we want you in the ring. You should really be teaming with Taya, and then kind of like make Jessica that character.
Did that show start, or is it coming soon? The Rosemary show, whatever it is.
I don't know.
You know what I mean? Now they mentioned that thing on. Well,
yeah,
whatever.
I don't know. It's news to me. I didn't hear that.
Okay. Yeah, so that's a thing that's happening. But I'm trying to find this picture I posted on Reddit just to see the insane amount of likes it has. But okay, ready? I just posted a regular picture of Rosemary on Impact Reddit, which is not very huge, and it's got 60 upvotes, which is a huge amount for Impact Reddit. I don't know if you're on there, Gary, but
No, but I think 60 upvotes of anything is a lot. I mean, if I know for a YouTube video, I was getting on my channel like at my peak time there.
Well, here's a good example. The pinned one by the moderator from 5 months ago has 41. This is just literally an awesome picture of Rosemary, who I've been saying forever should be front and center on every goddamn thing they sell. She's such a good character, and it makes me angry. Like, I don't know. I think she has to be like something unhealthy, but I'm not going to get into shit I don't know. So whatever. It is what it is. The Death Dolls are champs. Also, I don't like Tasha losing, and I'm sure you don't like Tasha losing either.
And I might add too, I'm not here to bash Rosemary whatsoever. I love her as a character. I love her as a human being. It's unfortunate that like creative can't have something more creatively done for her. You know what I mean?
Like I can't imagine how I sound like a hater. The fact that like I just want more for her. I mean, if people think I'm a hater. Like, I don't know what to tell you. Like,
Yeah.
I wanted her to be the Undertaker. Like, I think she really, really could have been. I mean, she's been around for so many years. Everyone loves her. She's an amazing character. Just her look is incredible. Whatever. Maybe they'll stick her with our boy PCO, and the world will change next year. Who knows, Gary? Trying to be a little positive here before we get to the positivity with the actual matches. But okay, here we go. Mickey defeated Taylor Wilde. I'm cool with that one. Made sense. My only problem is, I mean, I actually love Deanna. My first thought was I love Deanna to be the one to take down Mickey because she should be. She's the star. But like you said, as we before we recorded, you can mention it again here, Gary. What's the problem with Deanna?
She's already lost clean. Way back. She lost clean in the middle of the ring to Mickey James, and it's kind of hard to make her a credible challenger.
I'm sorry, I didn't mean that part. I meant the AEW part.
Oh yeah, well, I mean, it's kind of hard to make Mickey and Deanna be a thing like at a pay-per-view or whatever to sell or to get buys, but it's hard to get invested in such a program between the two when you hear rumors such as Deanna possibly going to AEW. She could go back to NXT.
Oh yeah, I mean, if anyone doesn't think Chelsea is like begging her every day, I'm pretty sure they live like 2 houses away from each other. They're straight up best friends.
That's what I'm concerned about too, because there is that Chelsea factor.
Yeah, and this whole thing, let me just quickly say, like, it's really all about the lack of the thinness of the roster. Like, I don't think I've seen a time that I've been watching when it's been this thin.
Yeah.
And, like, I don't know how they can quickly change that. But let me just say, I mean, I love Deanna. She's incredible. If she sticks around, that's fantastic. I mean, she's married to Macklin. Maybe that'll keep her around for years. I mean, that would be awesome. She's always talking Impact, like promoting Impact. Her and Jordan, God, I wish they could just sign them both forever. Like, they're that goddamn good. So, like, I don't want to complain about what could happen, you know what I mean? But the problem is, like, this Khan is like, he's signing everyone, and somehow he got a better TV deal. I don't know if people know this, but he could get another show. Like, he might get a Ring of Honor show. He could get a women's show. Like, God knows what.
Not to change the channel here, but I just came up with an idea just sitting here. You kind of gave me the idea. You used to watch OVW a lot.
I wouldn't say a lot, but yeah.
You've seen the product, and their production's pretty well intact.
Yeah.
But my thing is, do you think anybody is worthy of maybe being signed by Impact down there?
Good question. Haven't watched a ton of it lately.
If you were going to their,
I feel like Tony Gunn is kind of wasted there. Like, he's been ready. I feel like he's been ready for a while to come up. I can't think of a bunch of things off my head. Thanks for throwing me under the bus there, Gary. But we will jump back to that next week when we bring back the independent wrestlers we'd like to be signed by Impact thing. I'll go over a few other things. I have to throw in the name Maserati. I just recently watched another match of hers, and I'm just a really big fan from FSW. They need another knockout. But let me just quickly finish this thing because only 2 matches left. Okay, Josh beating Kaz. I like that. Kept Josh strong. Even though I was hoping for a crazy Bad Influence reunion, but, that probably would have been stupid, and then I would have been bitching that it became an AEW title. But, great match. I don't have much to complain about with that booking. How about you?
No, I love it. Like I've said, I'm a huge mark for the walk-in weapon. But I know Josh has, this, he can multitask in the ring, and it's just kind of predictable when when he's going for the C4 spike, which is a devastating move. No knock on him, but I know he's capable of winning in other manners too, like submission, and I just wish they would wish they'd kind of go a different direction with maybe his finisher to one of his matches just to be different.
Yeah, that's a stupid wrestling thing I don't like. I forget who it was. I know there's like a few wrestlers that have done it over the years where they have like multiple finishers. I mean, I think even goddamn John Cena had multiple finishers where he would tap people out. Like
they used to call it. They changed it.
Yeah. Yeah, like
whatever.
STFU, yeah, something like that. But I mean, Jesus, that's John Cena. And I mean, listen, I'm a huge fan of the person John Cena, but he was never the greatest wrestler. I mean, I think
Well,
that's
did you
being.
see AJ Styles put over John Cena? He said like he
Oh
gets
yeah,
his
he did. Yeah,
knack for being a really bad wrestler when he's
yeah,
like, I was really surprised. He goes like how versed he was in the ring. So the first, like he said, he's had some of the best matches against John Cena.
yeah. AJ, yeah, AJ. I mean, I read it like AJ was kind of like, I thought I was gonna like humiliate this dude. Like
Yeah.
that's how I read it, and it was like kind of like totally just like the opposite. And
And don't think
yeah,
we're talking about WWE, where it's very much Impact related, being AJ Styles.
yeah. Sorry. Yeah, I mean, I think every Impact fan will always be an AJ fan, but I don't know. Who knows? Okay, so now the Bully thing, which I guess it is booked. Oh yeah, it's definitely booking because Bully comes in and he announces he's going to face Josh at Hard to Kill, which I'm pretty sure I mentioned when Bully came in. Like, relax, everyone. He's not going to be in the goddamn main event at a huge pay-per-view, you idiots. Relax. He'll be in the mid card doing some cool stuff. And I think he could have done this exact, like, similar cool stuff in the mid card with somebody else and made that person. Whereas Josh is going to get nothing from beating Bully.
Oh yeah, well, my thing is, I liked all the after the match was done, I loved all the stuff from Bully. It was
Oh
so
yeah, me too. Sorry, me too.
cinematic, and
Yeah.
I don't know, it just was so like so maniacal. I mean, I was actually, when he was hitting Josh with a chair, I was actually feeling every chair shot that Josh was getting in this the kind of like the aftermath of the pay-per-view. I was very glad too. I didn't know if you noticed, they let the match have like a total of like 40 minutes to itself.
Yeah, and I know I've been sounding negative here, but I loved the Bully thing. Like I think I've said it before. Like I think Bully's just an awesome character, but I just don't like. I mean, I hate that the fact that he's in the main event for a huge pay-per-view when it like they could have had somebody like Bay or Ace. I mean,
Well,
and
and he captured the essence of a Bully to a T, because he's like, Josh, do it, and I'm gonna hit her with a chair, or you do it.
oh yeah,
I'm gonna,
oh
I'm
yeah, it
gonna
was so
kick her
Bully.
out, you know.
I mean, and again, like I love the Bully character. Like it's like he'll do anything. Like I had a crazy idea that he would like do something with Jet, and I think that could be fun. I don't know.
Yeah, you
I don't
said
know.
that was like that'd be cool as long as they did it tastefully. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Because like
like I don't know.
it's kind of hard to push that kind of thing when you got St. Jude commercials
Well, I mean,
commercial breaks.
well, I mean, tasteful if he's thinking about putting his wife through a table. I mean, I don't
Yeah.
know. And I mean, I like the whole idea. Like, oh, you want to be a wrestler, kid? Like when he's in all his gear and like he just, I don't know. I think the kid, like out of any kid in the world, like I would guess Josh's kid can probably take a bump, or like he would be able to. But whatever. I don't want to get arrested for talking about
Reviews or whatever you want to call it.
But I mean, for some reason, I thought when I mentioned like he could have, I feel like Bully could have done it as anyone. I had Swan popped in my head as like a guy he could have kind of put back on the map in like a crazy feud. And speaking of Swan, he was in the other match that we didn't mention that we will start off with, the Kenny King versus my boy Yu Mara.
Oh yeah, that was on a pre-show too, wasn't it? Yeah.
Yeah, versus Swan versus Bailey versus Hotch versus Impact Wrestling News' boy Bhupinder Gujar. I did like this one. Can't complain about the booking here. Rich Swann got the win over guys he should have got the win over, except maybe Bailey and King would have had a chance, but I like Swann, What do you think about that? What'd you think about that?
Oh, I thought it was a hell of a way to kick the show off.
Yeah.
I don't have who. I mean, I know who in my mind. I know who won, but I kind of forgot because it was like a while ago. It was like a first match of the night.
Yeah.
And who ended up winning? Rich Swann.
Yeah, Swann, who I like because I mean the
guy was. I wasn't sure because I don't know. Like I said, it gets confusing when you have Thursday night show.
Oh yeah, totally agree.
And you had the next night you had it in a different venue. It still throws me off a little bit. It's not that I'm not a huge Impact fan. It's just, it's one of those things where so much wrestling and it's a lot. So I had a lot going on on my plate this weekend.
Oh yeah, if you didn't know, Gary lives up in New York, where they got like 70,000 pounds of snow. So he's been shoveling all weekend, and he's probably a little out of it right now, just seeing all white.
Yeah, I had quite the workout, let's put it that way.
Yeah, he's probably going to be out of commission for the rest of the week. So, yeah. So, like I said, I like Swan winning.
Lots of caffeine. Lots of caffeine got me through it.
Good old Pepsi. All right, so then we get the Motor City Machine Guns versus Ace and Bay, which I thought was another awesome, which I thought was a great opening match. Second opening match. Like, I liked how it started off with 2 quick matches, but like you said, I would have totally flipped it, like you said, and had the knockouts tag match in the pre-show, because a lot of people don't watch the pre-show.
Well, my take is with it, Jay. I don't like 2 matches on a pre-show. I feel like it's convoluted, and it kind of takes. I'd kind of like to hear some commentary to kick off the show too. Just them giving you a recap, for that new fan or somebody that's kind of on the fence. I don't know, maybe have a backstage interview or something that kind of gets you that the kicked off the show, or I don't know, just maybe a video package or a promo to kick off the show.
It's funny. I've actually I watched this nights ago, and then I watched a little bit before we recorded this just to refresh myself, and I still forgot that I thought the Motor City Machine Guns match led the show off, and the fact that it didn't, man, it's even weirder. Like, they led the show off with Bully versus Moose.
Yeah,
they got on
my card too. It went down Moose versus Bully, and then the knockouts, which was double, double trouble for somebody that wanted their a lot of wrestle heavy or you know what I mean. Like, I would have
X Division type stuff. Fast wrestling, like the Motor City Machine Guns match and the X Division match. Which we never got to that one, but sorry, let me jump down to that one now. We also didn't mention the Impact Tag Team match, but we have a reason for that, which we will also get to. So Black Taurus versus Trey Miguel. I liked everything about this match. Black Taurus is a blast with an awesome look. You mentioned, I think you would have liked to see him win. Trey did get the win. I mentioned last week how I feel like when you don't know who's going to be champ, give it back to Trey, because he's like the safe guy.
Yeah.
Well, also, who the hell knows what's going on with AAA? Like, we might lose Taurus for a year at any moment. But what was with the weird ending?
I don't know. The spray painting in the eyes, I don't know. That was just so darn random. I'd get it if Trey and Black Taurus had some heat on each other going into this match. But they really haven't had a storyline.
Has Trey been acting heelish at all? Maybe one of our lists.
Honest with you, I think he's really too much of a quiet character. I really don't think he says a lot. You know what I mean?
I'm trying to think of a backstage thing they had recently, and you're right. He really doesn't get many character kind of things. So,
I mean, he's very genuine when he does a promo, but
yeah.
I mean, let's face it, he's not the greatest guy in wrestling at a promo.
Yeah, but that's what I mean. So this kind of comes off as random, just totally random, why he would do this, and
kind of a lot like a Chris Sabin, and not the best on a mic, but can back it up in a ring. You know what I mean? More than makeup.
Yeah. Also, I mean, no offense to Sabin, who is a goddamn legend, but Trey is young. He can work on that. Maybe get manager, who the hell knows, get his crew back maybe someday.
It's very hard to get the knack of being able to do both, but so that's what makes a legend, and what kind of makes somebody that could, is on the cusp of being a legend.
Well, that's why I always get over people very quickly leaving wrestling promotions, and Eli Drake was one that I didn't. And now he is in a feud with Bray Wyatt. So,
yeah, and he's named after a sneaker.
I mean, it's pretty goddamn. I gotta say, it's pretty cool for him.
It is. I'm not gonna lie. I love Eli Drake. I don't like the name that they give him.
Oh no, yeah, too.
What the
hell's his name now?
They call him LA Knight, isn't it, or something like that?
Oh yeah. No, he's still
Knight sneakers or whatever.
Yeah, no, he'll always be Eli Drake to me, but nobody wants to hear that right now. So, yeah, I mean, I like Trey as champ, but that was weird. It could lead to a new thing. I mean, whatever. I mean, you need stories, so I do like the fact that this led to what's going to happen with Trey next. And okay, we got the Jordan versus Masha. Said that was an awesome match. Loved everything about that. What the hell? Okay, tag team. The men's tag team match now. Now, we didn't speak about this one for... Well, I don't want to throw you under the bus here, but let's just say Gary wasn't a huge fan of this one. Would you agree?
No. Yeah, definitely not a fan. I was telling Jay before we went live, Rhino and Heath, I get the appeal maybe for that WWE fan, or he's got kids or whatever, but this persona and this makeshift tag team, probably not a makeshift tag team up north, but in Impact, it's a makeshift team for me, and I'm just not feeling their chemistry. I mean, they get along good and all that, but I just don't really feel them as a tag team. And I think they're the lesser bottom of the all-time greats for tag teams in TNA or Impact for me. I don't know how you feel.
Oh yeah, no, totally. 4-1 actually started off their review with two of my favorite undercard WWE 2010 tag teams here, which, yeah, that's what they are, like undercard tag teams. I mean, Heath and Rhino, I think they might have got like a WWE championship title win, like,
Which,
tag team title win.
Totally makes sense in their environment because it's very sports friendly. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like entertainment.
Oh yeah. And Heath had that thing with the kids that totally got him over. Like I got kids. Like he got fired. Like, and he came back because he needed to pay for his kids, which I don't even think was a real thing. And it was just funny, and like people got behind it, and it just worked there.
But I don't know what it is with me with Brian Myers and Matt Cardona. They seem so much better to me in Impact as a tag team than they ever did in WWE.
Yeah, I don't remember them in WWE. I think that's kind of when I wasn't watching. But I agree. I mean, they're a very good tag team. But again, Cardona, I'm most afraid of. I feel like he literally is out there tweeting like, "Hey, I'll go to WWE," and whatever anybody calls me.
What did he say in a recent article? He said, "I see people talking about me going here, going there, and I mean, I got things up there I still need to accomplish." And it's like, dude, you're in this wrestling. Let that slide for a little bit. Finish the year out, and then if you want to go.
Totally agree. But
bit of a mini rant on Cardona.
No, I'm with you. I mean, it sucks. Like, I hate that we have to complain about like people that we think might leave, but it's just like I feel like Impact is in such a weird spot right now, and especially with like WWE and AEW like kind of going off, signing like goddamn everybody, and
yeah.
Who the hell's in the tag team division right now?
That's the thing. I thought we would have went after the Bollywood Boys or whatever when they became
right now without even thinking. Who's another tag team on Impact?
I guess you're supposed to think as Black Taurus and Crazy Steve as a tag team, but they haven't been booked. Like they've been having basically Crazy Steve do like standing in the middle of the ring commentary, basically.
I mean, like they have like one. I feel like they have like one team. Like, and now I don't know. I guess they're gonna keep this feud going because who the hell else is there right now?
I did hear a really good prospect. I don't know if you heard it, but I heard there's a good shot that we might be working with Noah again.
Oh, that'd be nice. Oh, I'm sorry, I forgot about the Bullet Club guys. I'm guessing the Heath and Rhino are kind of holding the titles until the Bullet Club guys are ready to take them. Maybe at Hard to Kill. That would be cool.
Oh, yeah.
Didn't think about that, but I'd be totally cool with that. Also, Ace Austin had an interview recently you could find on Fightful where he just talked about how much he loves basically everything. He thinks he's in a great position. He loves being in the Bullet Club. He thinks it's really helped him out in all kinds of ways. And, yep, check that out. Really cool. And... what the hell? Did we forget? Did we not forget anything?
Not that I see. Let's see.
Well, as I look it over, what was your overall grade for the show?
For the pay-per-view, I'd probably give it about a 7.4.
Yeah, I'm going to go with a 7.1, and I'm taking everything into account, including the
yeah, and I mean that's
the the weird setup, which I didn't even notice until we started doing this. Like, why the hell would you start a show with a tables match? And I love tables matches, but like that is like the last kind of match you want to start a show off, I would think.
But
Also, I don't know if we mentioned it enough, but the last rodeo match, hell of a match. I mean, she still got it, Taylor Wilde.
oh yeah, well, I mean, they were. I didn't agree with the fans. There's no indication that Taylor Wilde is a heel. I mean, I know they're going to cheer for Mickey because she's a legend, but I kind of feel like they disrespected Taylor on this particular pay-per-view because I kind of felt like why can't we like both of these ladies? They're putting on a hell of a show out there in the ring, and it's like I don't know. It's just the way I used to be when I watched ROH. Like I really, even if my guy didn't win or my lady didn't win, the fan won. You know what I mean? That's me. That's more important. And I just kind of felt like Kentucky doesn't love themselves some Taylor Wilde for some reason.
Did we mention the crowd?
No, I do know that you had said it was sold out.
Well, I mean, like in terms of, I think we both didn't like the crowd.
Oh no, I hated. I'm not knock on Kentucky for Kentucky Chaos. That was the next night for the tapings, which we don't have any info on that because I guess there wasn't really anybody in any of the communities that I saw that went to those tapings. But as for the crowd, the venue was. I felt like the old Impact Zone, to be honest with you, Jay.
It looked packed.
Oh, it was. Yeah, they showed some like corner shots of the venue, and it looked filled to the brim. You know,
my friend actually, I have a friend on. It's funny because I'm on Facebook now, so I have like real life friends that are kind of interacting with wrestling friends, and it's kind of like a weird world watching that happen. So, like he mentioned that he looked it up, and it was only standing. Like they didn't actually have seats to the place, and like when I was watching the show, like I kept seeing it looked like everyone was standing in the front few rows, so I agreed. But then I saw like another picture, and my boy Gerard Ryan, awesome fan, popped in and showed that they actually did have seats and they did have people standing. So, and PWI mentioned that they actually sold like extra things just for people to stand around and watch the show. So I guess
it's kind of hoping our old friend Alan Aldridge would have got a chance to make the show because he lives in Kentucky.
Yeah, well, let's just say Alan would have been really mad and might have stormed the ring.
Yeah.
After the bully, after he found out Bully was in the main event, and I can't. God, I just like I can't. It sounds weird. Like I love the character, and I hope people get it. Like, but I love the character. Like I don't know, 5 years ago in the main event, 10 years ago in the main event. Now I would love him in the mid card, putting over somebody.
Well, I heard a good idea. I don't know. I know a lot of people aren't big on aces and eights and all that, but that's a good idea. I think to think about bringing them back because they kind of do have the pieces in place now, and their talent's a little better.
You did make me think that
because Heath would be a very good addition to aces and eights. There's several talents that are on the roster. Like maybe you could think about doing a Macklin because he kind of has that biker look a little bit.
You could even do Violent by Design. Just
have
them work together.
Yeah, I mean,
were they not on the show at all?
No, I don't. That's a good point too. I don't know. I don't.
What the hell, man?
They were on the show leading up to the pay-per-view. I guess maybe creative didn't have nothing going into the pay-per-view, and they thought it would be kind of.
I get that, but like we've been saying, when you got a thin roster, like you don't leave Eric Young off a goddamn pay-per-view.
Or hell, why not just have a VBD person? Like, I don't just randomly attack somebody during a match just to, get them introduced into the pay-per-view.
Oh, yeah. Like or even a segment kind of. So, have somebody run down in the mask and do something. Like, just keep them in people's memories. Like,
that could have been a good way to kind of get the belt off of Josh Alexander, too. You could have VBD randomly come down and, what's the big dude in VBD they just signed, or that just added to their,
I think they call him Big Con.
Yeah, because can you imagine if he would have came in the ring when Josh wasn't expecting? He just took that big foot right across Josh's head, and then like Bully cashed it in.
I mean, it could have been a lot of things. I mean, then you could have had Bully, or like Bully smiles and looks over. You know what I mean? Then like they all hug.
Yeah,
and like Bully's like with VBD. I mean, I can get
say what they want, but I think the Aces and Eights was some of the funner times in Impact.
Yeah, my only problem with Aces and Eights return is again VBD. I feel like they're kind of too similar right now, or you know what I mean?
Yeah, good point. But I don't know. I mean, just to kind of make things a little.
But yeah, no, it would totally. I mean, it would make like he needs something like to make him believable that he can be Josh. I mean, I do think it could be a total goddamn blast. Like if he does things like against his wife, and Bully's gonna do crazy ass shit like kidnap his wife and stuff like that. So like that.
I thought he was gonna put her through a table. I thought he was gonna put her.
Oh yeah,
that's how. Yeah. I mean, it might yet.
And that's how he's starting off the feud. So I mean, like God, I love him as a heel, but I wish I don't know. Like I don't know. I wish there was more to it. I mean, I could like I even agree with you. Like put some kind of Aces and Eights in there. Like I don't know. We have time though, and I guess anything could pretty much happen in the next few months.
Well, I will say
new talent.
Well, I will say Kentucky has been a very friendly place for our product, though. They come out to see us. So
sorry, I didn't know if I got this point. Weren't they?
Bring the enthusiasm is all I ask.
Yeah, sorry, you beat me to it. I was gonna say I don't know if we got to this point. Were they not quiet as shit?
Last time around, I remember it being a little bit more voice for us. This time it was kind of
like it looked like so many,
crickets.
And it looked like there was so many people, which made it even like odder.
I think what it was for me, we came away from such a big venue with the Vegas shows. And that place was quite loud, Vegas. The tapings that we had just had this past Thursday, we came
like wouldn't a smaller place, like if mic'd correctly, with
I felt like this place wasn't mic'd very good. It sounded very echoey. I don't know if you heard that. It could have been just that it was the Impact Plus app, but the feed looked like it was a little grainy to me throughout the night.
Yeah, I don't know about stuff like that, but overall, watchable, solid show with a lot of good matches, and I think tons of questionable booking decisions.
Well, the thing with me is your goal is to always try to outdo your regular TV show. Impact does that very consistently, but to me, to get them to a new level is they're going to have a show that's nearly a home run.
Yeah.
And they don't quite do that, I don't think. I think there's something, I don't know how to put my finger on what's lacking in the product right now, other than a thin roster, of course.
Yeah, I mean, I think the roster is the biggest part of it, and kind of misusing certain things, like you can't keep Violent by Design out of the goddamn show like this when you do have a thin roster, and I don't know. I mean, could be worse though. We do have some.
Well, I tell you right now, when we go back up north, up into Canada, you're going to see a crowd up there. Is it the Don Koloff Arena?
Oh yeah, sorry, I didn't get to my biggest worry. Who the hell is Jordan going to face?
I don't know, unless you're going to have a faction take her out.
Really?
Give it to lead, like while Tasha gets a faction or something, somebody like that. It's going to take more than one or two women to probably get that title offer.
I mean, I would have thought Tasha would have been a possibility, but Jesus, she just got pinned in a tag match against kind of a comedy team, so she's nowhere close. You mentioned Killer Kelly, which I mean, I guess there's time. When is it? January?
Oh, for what? For the pay-per-view?
Yeah.
Oh, for Hard to Kill? Yeah, I don't know. Like I had mentioned, there's in the logo, there's a hint at a coffin match coming up. So I don't know. Maybe that isn't a coffin, but it sure as hell looks like it. If you get a chance, take a peek at it. Tell me what you think.
Interesting. Without seeing it, I would guess maybe that's the last rodeo thing. Deanna wants to literally bury her.
Yeah. Yeah, or it could be the resurrection of PCO.
Oh, Oh
You know what I mean? 'Cause
God,
he just,
totally. PCO versus
and we were
Eddie.
lacking him on the show.
PCO versus Eddie, totally. And I read somewhere, I think I sent it to you, that they cut something from this week's Impact.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I did see
They
something.
yeah, they cut PCO and I believe Eddie segments. So I guess maybe they're pushing that back.
Yeah.
And I gotta say, I totally forgot about those two
Well, the
because they
show
weren't
felt like
because. Sorry, go ahead.
no, it felt like it lacked something, and I felt like the pay-per-view lacked PCO's chaos,
Yeah,
and
that's what it lacked. PCO.
you know,
Get that dude everywhere. I mean, you know, have him just. You know, had him, you know what I mean? Just like running around, attacking everyone at the end of the show, like he's alive. Oh my god! Make him
well,
like make him like a JaySin character. You know what I mean? He came back from the dead. He can be more powerful than ever.
well, the thing I don't like is what we're doing is this is our last pay-per-view from the Impact Plus app and wherever you are able to watch it. It's our last actually live pay-per-view because I believe next month's pay-per-view is Throwback Throwdown, which is isn't that an IPWF show?
Yeah, is that from 2 years ago?
And it's and I think it's recorded or something. I don't know. I guess it must be whatever at the events of that show that we see.
Yeah, I don't remember when they recorded that. I don't think they did one this year, but I remember we didn't see one of them. So I don't know. I guess.
Was it the night after Thanksgiving? They're doing a what's that like convention they do? WrestleCade, is it?
Oh yeah.
I wonder if they're going to be shooting some things to show on that. You know, like
I hope so, because that's another thing. It's the end of the year, so we're gonna get a lot of like, I don't know, bullshit. Maybe like a best of show or two. So it's not like they have a ton of time to like.
well, we
push.
do have was it Winter Warfare, and that's a two. I think that's a 2-night taping.
Okay, that's good. I'm just trying to think who the hell can they can get ready for Jordan unless friggin' Tessa Blanchard returns, which I'll be honest, we mentioned this before. I'm cool with it. Impact needs talent very bad. I don't care
from
if
what
they
I'm
hit some.
seeing, from what I'm seeing,
yeah,
that it takes place in Florida. We end the year in Florida in Kissimmee. So
I went, screw it. Let's get back Tessa. Let's get back to Chris,
yeah.
dude. I think Elgin might be a little too much because that dude's insane. But you know, everyone that didn't murder someone, I'd like to see on Impact.
I do love Elgin, but it's unfortunate the events that went down with him because I really do think they were going to push him to the moon, and
My guy had Jesus. I mean, we were talking about this before. Another reason I'm kind of like down on Impact lately is like we had Elgin and like Brian Cage, like they were all putting on like matches of the year weekly. Like Elgin had like every goddamn great, like a 4-star match on every pay-per-view they did. Before that, we had the Lucha Brothers and LAX.
What a fall from grace!
Like they literally carried the company for like a year, and now like from Lucha Brothers to LAX, and now we got who?
Well, that's what I started hating.
These bullshit old WWE tag teams. Sorry to be too harsh.
That's when I started hating Tony Khan when he took my Lucha Brothers.
Yeah, and what are they fucking?
Like, goddamn, that's my tag team. That's not your tag team. That's mine.
That really hurt. And LAX, literally by far the most underused team in the history of a promotion, which is AEW. Never won the tag titles. Never got even close. I'm sure I heard they don't like each other, but guess what? Maybe that has to do with nobody let them tag. Sorry, Idiot Khan didn't let them tag together, and they just stuck them as Jericho's friggin', ooh, we love Jericho. That's our fucking whole thing. Like, lame. I would hate my friend, too, if we were doing that together.
Well, I can tell you that, for one thing, that Tony Khan did not see the Lucha Brothers before I did. I guarantee you he got the young sucks were in his ear about getting Lucha Brothers.
Yeah, but don't let us beat them a lot because we're better and we're the best ever.
Yeah.
Even though we don't have characters and we never thought about having characters other than on our stupid TV show where our characters are guys who like shoes, I think. I don't know, but I don't want to talk about them. And I think that's about it for now.
Yeah, that's all I got. If you guys enjoyed the pay-per-view, maybe we're just being old fuddy duddies on what we thought of the pay-per-view, just leave it in the comments. Let
Yeah,
us know what
I
you think.
mean, I feel like we've grown. What do you call it? Enough, whatever, with our fans that they know we're usually very positive and like we love Impact and we just want it
Well,
to be better. But like, we're not gonna sit here and be like, again, I don't want to keep bringing this up, but I thought it was hysterical. The Impact Wrestling news guy who's like, okay, hey, I'll be cool with Bhupinder as champ. Like, I would
well,
never, like, I would have to stop watching if like Bhupinder was in the main event scene, and I'm afraid it's going to lead to that
well,
if something doesn't change soon and they start spending money.
I can't remember who was saying it, but they had a good point. It's on one of the wrestling pages. Somebody had said that Impact goes through this about just about every year they've been in existence. They always, at the end of the year, they never end the year wanting you to come back. I don't know if you ever felt like that.
It's kind of funny, actually.
You know what I
I,
mean?
ne-
Like nothing
I,
to
ne-
carry into the new year.
I never noticed that, but what I have to mention this because we talked about it before we recorded, and I thought you made a great point about the initials TNA. How a lot of people still bash it, like, oh, that, it was stupid, it never worked. Well, how about we do the math on this, people? How has Impact done? How has Impact Wrestling done since TNA changed its name or whatever, went out of business, let's say, and went over to Impact? Have they grown in any way? Gary?
Well, when you compare, just think of the logo, okay? The TNA logo, and then you get the Impact logo. To me, it'll always be TNA, and then it would always say what would it say underneath it? It would have Impact, like it, you know what I
Yeah,
mean? Like it would,
that was the name of the show. TNA
and
was
just
the name
kind
of
of like
the
they
promotion.
split the show off just because they were embarrassed because it's associated with total not or tits and ass.
Yeah, but, I mean, I saw it as like TNA Impact, like TNA was a promotion, like WWE Raw. You know?
Yeah, well, I mean, you got to remember too when this started out, it was in Jeff Jarrett's image, and his idea, I guess, was entertaining, was to stick women in cages, which was probably okay back then, but over time, I kind of get some people maybe getting a little off put by it, but I mean, no way when AJ Styles was in his, in his early stages of becoming what he was, there was nothing really inappropriate in Impact that ECW didn't do every week.
I think it's total bullshit. They should have never changed it. I think if they have the ability to change it back, I would do it for many reasons. One of them being searchability. I mean, I don't know if anybody out there wants to type in the word impact, watch what comes up.
Well,
And
I
then
think
try and then try typing the word TNA in and watch
well, we
what comes
got
up.
lost in the shuffle too, because like when you keep changing something, it's hard to identify with it. You know what I mean? Because like, I'll get into this, and what? You're 10 years later, you change it to something else. You know what I mean? Because you can.
And let's
It's
say
kind
you're
of
an old let's say you're an old TNA fan that's looking to get back into it. You don't know
yeah.
where the hell it is or if it's a thing.
Well, I mean, it's just like when we backpedal. I mean, I get like when we go against Monday Night Raw or something that we would backpedal, but there was times that we kept moving the days around, and it's like, no, you got to stick with a day. You might get some of that rub from that other promotion.
Yeah, totally agree. They trying to change too much and move them around too much, and stupid ass. I don't know why Jeff Jarrett doesn't get more shit for. Because I don't know if people remember, he was the one that changed the goddamn name from TNA to
Well,
GFW.
well, and then too much politics got us kicked off a lot of channels too. Ordinarily, we probably would have still been a part of.
Yeah, whole thing's a shame, but what are you gonna do? Life happens, and hopefully things get better soon. And oh yeah, sorry, I had a point there. Shit. Well, maybe I'll
Well,
get to it.
you gave me an idea really quick too. We were on Pop TV. Why doesn't Anthem try to like pay for their spot on Pop TV?
Oh yeah, well, also wanted to mention Pop TV, which we used to all made fun of, and what the hell, Schitt's Creek ended up being like one of the biggest goddamn critical successes, and now it's on like every app out there, and Impact could have been chilling behind it if they just stuck with it.
The only
And
difference is we're still going, Impact's still going, and that's not. But I see what
oh,
you're.
oh yeah, I mean, I mean,
Yeah.
I'm not saying Impact's dying. Impact is like
No, I know.
Impact is
I'm a little bit
unkillable.
more negative on it, and I get that totally. I'm kind of getting a little negative, and I think that reflects sometimes in the podcast. But I'm also very positive. I know we're a year behind now because of COVID, so this is actually I know it's like 6 years they've owned us, but I think we're like a year behind. So I mean,
Yeah,
this will
COVID,
be telling if we're going to do anything.
Yeah, COVID probably put people like 2 years behind. But
Yeah, that's true too. That's fair.
and I mean the fact that people even got out of COVID, any company
Oh,
that
that's
made it
true.
out of COVID, because I mean,
because
like
it was like 2.5 years or some shit.
I mean, Ring of Honor didn't make it out of there, and they were doing really well. So I mean,
Yeah.
hey, we're still here. My biggest fear is Tony, to be honest.
Yeah, mine too.
He's throwing around so much money, this dude. Like I don't know. I'm kind of terrified. Also, the fact that Impact Twitter never says anything, tweets anything bad about them. But I mean, I guess it's because they got some kind of relationship going on. I don't know. It all kind of scares me a little. I feel like we're kind of like ECW before WWE got them and this is Tony that might get us, but hopefully I'm 1,000% wrong and Impact lasts forever.
Well, that's my take on it. I mean, worst case scenario. Honestly, I wish if we were to go under, I would rather have us maybe WWE ditch NXT and just keep the Impact name and then like put them on their WWE network or something. It'd be better.
I don't think there's any sadder way to end the podcast than us thinking about which would be better to go to, AEW or WWE.
Well, it's just that they got so much talent up north of Impact is why it would be more fitting, I think.
Yeah, I mean the good thing about Impact is they do have seemingly good relationships with both AEW and WWE, which
is shocking.
And but it makes them valuable in a way, So
yeah,
it's good to have. And I mean, plus they're what the hell do you call it? The videos, their years of pay-per-views and all that shit. I'm sure somebody would love. It's like they got a lot of good things. They just need to kind of like put it together and I don't know, maybe just get on a bigger network, get a bigger push, try something. They got to do something different. They can't keep doing the same shit, or they're going to eventually die. Like you said, every year they seem to end bad. They're probably getting less people each year, and Tony's fucking doing whatever he can to grow. Everybody fucking loves Triple H for some reason.
Yeah, we're available on Pluto TV, and they do nothing with that.
Yeah, that's another thing. They don't promote themselves on certain things. It's very weird, man. Very weird. I don't want to say they're like Sinclair, but
yeah, we're not putting the product down. We just
some people have said they're like Sinclair, and I can't totally disagree. As in, kind of
we want to see that big moment for Impact, where they're making news. Like it isn't uncommon for you to go on a lot of dirt sheets, and it's like predominantly full of AEW, WWE.
Oh my god! Oh, you have no idea.
More stuff on those sites about MLW
and I would tell people all the time, whenever you see an Impact thing, like it, comment on it, because if not, they're going to go away. They don't get as many views. I was part of a website, even though it was small, like the percentages are still the same. It's WWE by a fucking mile. And then it's AEW, and then there's a world of nothing, and then there's Impact, and there's MLW and NWA. That's what it is right now.
In hell.
I look every day for news. I post it on Reddit, the Impact section, which I basically keep going by myself, and I have no problem doing it, even though it's annoying when everyone just pops in, putting their podcast on there. Like, do some other things for fans. I also do the same thing on Facebook, but I know. Whatever,
well, if you're new to your channel and you're listening to this, why you don't want to start this late in the year watching Impact. We get it. You kind of would be behind the eight ball because you wouldn't know what's going on probably. But kick off the new year, taking in Hard to Kill, and then just kind of get invested in it. We can get this maybe views going,
or maybe right after Hard to Kill when Bully loses.
Exactly.
And we have an actual number one contender. But I mean, again, it could be cool. Maybe, you know what I mean? Like Billy, he kicking at them winning and having like some cool younger guy like Macklin maybe is like kind of behind his new friggin' thing, and he wants the title. I don't know. Who the hell knows?
Well, go ahead.
Oh no, I had nothing. Go ahead.
Oh, I was just gonna say, why not make 2023 the year Impact's cool again? You know,
exactly. Get some more horror. Feature PCO. Feature Rosemary. You know what I mean? Like, jump into the horror part more, which is really huge with the world these days. Obviously, I mean, Stranger Things. Everybody's making goddamn horror movies. Everybody's bringing back horror icons. And all right, that's about it. I don't know. I feel like I just complained this whole time, but I love Impact.
Yeah, we want nothing but the best. There's no reason why we shouldn't expect the best. Me and Jay have been watching this product since its infancy, and I've watched it before they even really had a real cable deal. Too many good talents have come and gone. I'd hate to see that legacy go away just because they're so, they're so noticeable. Like to me, even though they're not like on the level budgetary wise as say AEW, WWE. I feel like their products by far to more to my liking, and it personifies what wrestling's all about.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think anyone has a better mix of wrestling and entertainment, unless you like the WWE style, which I think is kind of personally more for younger people. I don't want to say kids, but younger people.
Yeah, for the Nickelodeon crowd.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's, but even like older people than that, like, I mean, there's like,
yeah.
I mentioned, not if I've mentioned, but if anyone wants to check out my Facebook page where I have the link somewhere in the details, I think I've been posting a crazy amount of pictures of WWE women, and it's just insane. Every one of them is like a supermodel. And like people talk about like sex not selling, and I was going back to my whole TNA thing. Like, it does. Like, sex sells. Like, there's a reason WWE doesn't have girls that look normal. There's not one of them who looks like a normal human being. Like, they look like they just came out of a goddamn like model like factory or something, and they're very good.
What happened with Impact's Christmas holiday calendar for the knockouts too? Like
exactly, things like that. They don't do enough of it.
They don't do that anymore, and I'm like,
I mean,
why
again,
not?
you can just make me complain more, but they don't do enough of anything. Like, you have to keep fans like even like those stupid rankings, which I don't like that Tony does, but like it gets people to complain and argue and be like, oh, that's a stupid. He should be here. He should be here. Like, they need more things for fans to just to even like be recognized, like be noticed.
Plug shopimpact.com like all throughout the holiday season. It's like, I mean, who didn't love that Joey Ryan vignette where he was on the rocking horse and he's rubbing oil on his chest? I was dying laughing.
Oh yeah, I remember a video with Velvet. I remember there was a Christmas video with Velvet Scott. Also, I don't care what anyone says. I would bring back Velvet Sky.
Yeah.
The most watched YouTube Impact video ever, and it's not even close, of her just hanging outside pretending to take her shirt off.
Yeah, that's what I mean. That's why I don't understand. Like, she went down the NWA, and it's like, you could have. I would. She's got a lot of following. I don't know why she didn't go bigger, but it is what it is.
Well, she gets to chill there and just talk mostly, so probably a cool gig.
Yeah.
Also, Bully's in what's his name now, so he probably wants to stay away. Who knows? But that's about it for us. We'll be back next time with our independent wrestlers thing, probably, and the season is soon coming to an end because we have seasons on the podcasting, which is really cool, I noticed. So season 1 will end at the end of December, and season 2, who the hell knows what's going to happen? Will Gary make it through to next season? We don't know. Will there be new characters? Anything can happen.
Or will the channel be canceled? Like,
will we change the name? Will we change the name? Will we go full WWE? Will Tony buy us? And we'll just sound like a bunch of frauds. Anything can happen in the world of fake professional podcast wrestling, whatever we do here. Thanks, everyone. See you next time.
Good night.